Alright, I haven't done a track breakdown in a while, and since I just released this song, I figured I would take a look at it. This is probably, and while the project is huge, that is the song right there. I usually have a bunch of other ideas and drafts over to the side, like the composition was a little bit different over there, but the main one is over here. So first, I will show you all the sounds I have on my generators. This weird thing. I don't even remember using that. We've got... what is this? Nothing? What? This is a terrifying, awful noise. Here's a piano we got. I decided to, because my piano plugin that I usually use is broken, I used Flex, and it has a free Essentials piano pack. They're actually pretty, really solid, especially when you play them really soft. Really compressed one, normal one. I used Free Kick for a lot of these house tracks. It's just a really simple bass drum plugin. Literally pitch, decay, amp decay, click, distortion. I made separate ones for different parts because I didn't want to lose my place if I automated it. There is some automation done. We have some snaps. And my cat is clawing at the door. One sec. Yes, sweetie. Go ahead. Go on. Alright. We've got... a lot of basses. I love this sound. Got that sound. Looks like we're using a Kirby Superstar sound font. And it's got a bunch of reverb on it. It sounds like, oh yeah, it's being sent through a crusher, some EQ, compression, reverb at the end. Really small space, but really wide. And that gives it like a really weird, almost like it's a really fake, tinny sound. I'm not really sure how to describe it. It sounds like you're in a lunchbox. Just a really simple saw wave. Use that for the sub bass. This, I don't remember what I used that for. I think I turned it into a different instrument later on. And then I was running out of samples, so I used the drum pad. I haven't used this many native plugins before, and it's actually pretty fun. You have a lot of control over it. It's really simple analog sounding drums. So I started off with this piano. And I really liked that. I exported it and bounced it, and then laid them over each other after doubling them to turn them into eighth notes. So that's all piano right there, and I have control over every single one of these. So I actually went into each of these, used Stretch Pro, which is amazing. I love using this. Raising the formant on that one, lowering the formant, keeping that one a little bit lower. So it gives them all a different flavor. Yeah, so it gives you some variation. I've got a shaker in there. Now the shaker does not sound like this usually. That's what the shaker sounds like normally, but we put on some ring modulation, and it's really low, 0%. So it's ringing it's ringing at a very low frequency, which gives it that really crispy feeling. I just compressed it. Just kind of give it normal levels. Flex happening. This is where the fruity kick comes in. We have this pad as well. By itself, it's just a triangle wave, but I automated it, so nope, I want there to be where's that automation clip? Something in the wrong place there. This is where everything starts to kick up, and I changed the piano pattern. Really interesting timing on that stuff. Down here, we have that pad that comes back, except this time we sidechained it. Kind of gives something nice and crispy in the middle of the mix. And so when we have this going, it gives some room to the drums there. And of course, I put in a hi-hat sample. That house feel. Here's where that really wiggly instrument happens. Normally it sounds like that, but it kind of just changes the speed. I automated the speed of the outflow. Right here, let's see here. This is a sound I couldn't get sounding the way I wanted it to, but it's naturally just kind of dissonant. Interesting intervals going on here. So the root of this song, the key signature, we're in F sharp. So the main note you're hearing right here are this low note, which is the second, and the third, but they're split apart. So they're a ninth apart from each other. So if you put them together in the same octave, you'd be hearing, sounds like a phone hanging up. If you spread them apart a little bit, the distortion starts to, I guess, crispify. It gets a little bit more tolerable and smoother. So yeah, it only really needed 2 intervals, and the rest of the voices are kind of filled in with the pad, so it's not just a dissonant sounding thing. Here, I did something interesting. I'm not sure where the original clip is. Is this it right here? Oh yeah, so what I did is I had a bunch of samples of me just making whoos and haws, and then went into SpliceX, and each of those is assigned here And when you play a note, it'll play it in the original pitch, but if you want to change the pitch of it, all you have to use is the slide note function, and so then you can change the notes, the note of the sample. And then I bounced that, and looks like I lowered the formant and pitched it down a whole octave. So really interesting sounding. What do I have going on right here? Nothing. I don't know what that automation clip is for. Probably something that was there before I got rid of it. And then we get on to where the vocals come in. Right here we have a couple different things going on. So here are the vocals. I always color code them in green. Up here there's an automation clip for the reverb, and it's being side chained. So let me show you the vocal chain here. So these vocals are being routed to multiple places. First, we have the initial effects. I'm using Nectar for the pitch correction. You get that auto-tune feel. Cutting the lows, a little bit of a dip right there. Maximus just kind of crunches everything. Some saturation on the lows. Looks like I got rid of those. And then honing the frequencies down even more to that mid-high range. Limiting it so it's a huge brick right now, a brick of audio, no dynamics. Then it gets routed over to this channel where I can put more effects on it if I want. So there's another limiter that just makes sure that after everything sent to this channel is limited to the same level at the end. The audio from here is also sent to the vocoder channel, which I will get to later. And the final vocal channel is sent to the reverb channel, which is just wet reverb. And that is automated to come up and down with the beat. So the reverb pulses, if I were to mute that and just hear the reverb, I really like that effect. It does what reverb does, but it's kind of funky sounding. Looks like I got some other percussion. Add to that crisp. And add some stereo. Got that thing going still. It's completely past the point of possibility. I've got the regular beats happening. A lot of these words I cut in between each syllable, so there's no room for any background noise to come through. It even sometimes cuts off the syllables right at the tail of them. Looks like I patched together a word right there. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, no, I guess it is a different word. I don't mean a fantasy or making believe I'm not the real me, 'cause I need to see. There we go, it cut right there when there's actually a little bit more to hear. It makes it sound a little more robotic. Looks like I did it some more right here. You with clarity, I hope you agree. Cool. And then this part, oh yeah, there's this fun little piano automation right here. And I love that sound. I do kind of what they call a ratchet in synthesizers. I'm not sure what you would call it here. So then it kind of calms down. Looks like I just used the velocity to make it calm down right there. Piano hits one time right there, and then it looks like I had a pad there that I exported quarter note of it. So it has that really interesting stuttering sound. And then another layer right there. Looks like I was playing with Stretch Pro again. And they're both pans to either side, and then paired with the actual chords. Here's what's going on with those. Just some flange on the 4-note ones, and then only reverb. So most of it's done in the sound design there, which is cool because it has kind of a pitch bend going on. I really like that patch. And then that's when the vocoder vocals come in. So if no one here knows how vocoders work, it's basically a synth signal or some kind of generator, and then a voice. So the voice and the synth are separately routed into the vocoder, and the formant of your voice is applied to resonate with the bass. So that's how you get it mashed together. That's just a bad way of explaining it, but that's basically what it is. So there's it by itself. I'm using Vocal Synth 2 by Isotope Trash, or sorry, Isotope. It's great. It's the best vocoder plugin I've used. If you don't have it, you can use Vocodex in FL Studio. It's really great too. Dealing with mixing vocoders is really difficult, and I never get it the way I want it to be. But in this case, it's a pretty similar curve to what the main vocals are. So it just kind of fills the space stereo-wise. That you need, and I could believe. Yeah, I got some new stuff happening there. So that's actually manually done. It's not just a delay or an echo. And then, so the notes you have to place for the vocoder have to be in a MIDI controller, and then that sends to the vocoder. So these are all the notes I have for the harmonization. Let's see. And then... right there. I really like that part. Right here we have these vocals going in a different channel, but then they're routed into the original channel, so they end up having the same sort of sound flavor. Compressor, we're boosting the highs, cutting the lows, crushing it, limiting it once again. Sometimes when I use Nectar for auto-tuning, it's not the most accurate. It's a lot cheaper than the big boys out there. So sometimes I have to go in here and automate this pitch knob. Make sure it's on Stretch Pro so the formant doesn't change. And then I can slightly alter the pitch so it hits in the right spots that Nectar can pick it up and play the notes right without it jumping around, because sometimes that happens. Right there, it eliminated a whole thing, like a stuttering right there. It does it with vibrato a lot. We got that piano happening right there, and then this kind of helps go into the next section. It's just a sub-fall. I do that a lot. That thing comes back. We got some more piano stuff in here. Keeping those dynamics really soft and much louder to kind of contrast with it. Right here, I wanted to have a little note that happens, but I didn't want to keep the same flavor that the rest of the pianos had. So I sampled the notes individually, and it is being sent to its own channel that kind of shrinks it down in the middle, and then it's actually sent to the vocal channel because I didn't see the point in making a whole nother window or loading a whole nother plugin. I tried it out and it sounded cool. It's literally the piano is being auto-tuned in the same way the voice is, so it has a really weird sound. Yeah, and I'm a big fan of that sound. Right here, so because I chopped up those original piano samples, I'm able to manipulate them any way I want. So it looks like I did a ton of chopping here and made it sound like it was stuttering, and then I exported that into this, so I only have to deal with one block of audio. So it goes like that. And then it looks like I have a little bit of a tail right here that I edited later. Yeah. And that's kind of a nice way to end the bar before it goes into a new part. It's like taking a step back before stepping back in. And probably. Oh yeah, and then the little fun thing, the Wii U. That is just a triangle wave? Ah, okay. It's a saw wave and a sine wave. No, just a saw wave. And I pitch bend. I used 3x OSC because you can use the FL Studio native pitch bend in there. You can only do that in native plugins. So, yeah, that's another thing that kind of, oh, we're coming back in. It's like, that's the leg taking the step back into the music. And probably it's then I got some harmonization happening. And probably I just kind of doubled it right there, and then then I have let's see here. I had to do some more of that auto-tune manual stuff. Probably. So it does some harmony, and here's probably. I feel like that's not. Is there any more pitch modulation here? I guess it just sounds like that. Probably. The point of ability. I think I'm overanalyzing my ability. I think. Let me mute the reverb so you can hear that harmony more. I think I'm over. Yeah, I guess there's more reverb happening in the harmony. The harmony has more highs than the original. It looks like it has its own reverb. I think I'm overanalyzing my abilities. I think I'm overanalyzing my abilities. I'll be above it all. It'll be some. Right here, I did something fun and used Stretch Pro once again to automate the formant. So it starts normal, the formant goes up, and then it's dragged down at the end. I hope that maybe it'll be something that's beautiful. And then I have this line in here. Probably. Then we got, let's see. I hope that I'll be above it all. I hope that maybe it'll be something that's beautiful. And of course that part is back to the crusher that goes into the main channel. The instrumental part right here, what do we got going on? Something going on in Massive. What was I doing there? Oh, it was this thing. Sort of just gives some noise to what we're hearing, fills up the space. I bring in a new shaker at this part. Now we're very stereo. I also bring in some new drums here to really make it hit. So we got a finger snap, and I used to have some kicks in there too, but it was interfering with the other kicks, so I got rid of that. Also introduce these. So there's a lot of percussion. And I have more automation happening for sidechaining. Some people don't like doing it like this. This is like the manual way of doing it, but I love doing it like that because then I can control every single one if I want to, which sometimes I do change them. That one's all curvy. That one's curvy in a different direction. And let's see, what else do we have here? Ah, yes, the original piano part pitched up with a middle formant, and then that is formant shifted in square waves. So watch this. Yeah, that's kind of fun. And then I put this part back. Looks like it's distorted a bunch. Blood overdrive. It's in the high mids, and then those highs are cut a little bit once they're distorted. And then this part has these nice little these sample parts of that piano again. And we took the formant down a bunch and crushed it. That's it. Let me have that thing again.
Beautiful. I hope that maybe it'll be something that's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, there was that pitch thing down there for the harmony. Yeah, that's essentially all that's going on. There's this, I was going to make another track that happens after it, but I can't come up with anything for it, so I think I'm going to scrap it, but I'll let you hear it. Don't know why that says BitSpeak. And that's using the same technique that I used with SpliceX. Bit crushing. There's all the cutting that happens before I export it. It's a lot. So the Kirby sound one's happening. And then this sample is actually a sample of the piano from Probably, and it's time stretched to hell. Yeah. I'll shut up. much all that's going on there. Maybe, do I have some parts that I took out?
again.
Oh, I had a verse I was trying out one time.
Hello again. It's been 500,000 minutes since we made amends. Before I told you I was finished, I'll write a song to sing and try to chase another dream to make something special so I can show you what I mean.
Didn't think it fit the theme of the song. There's this part originally that was really early on in the song I took out because it was just kind of taking up space that didn't need to be.
Overestimating my ability. New technology.
I think that's it. There was this beginning part that just, I don't need it. Very dissonant jazzy chords. Anyway, let's look at the master channel. Let's see, so we used maybe like 60 tracks, let's say. I wrote my lyrics in here, which I've been doing lately. It's pretty helpful. And then I have Maximus on the master, making sure there's a threshold a little bit. And then some compression on the others. Looks like I had to bring up the highs a little bit. And, let's see how it affects it. Really beefs up the whole thing. Cool. Yeah, if you have any other questions, comment in the comments, and I'll see it because I look at all my notifications. Anyway, goodbye.